Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Cooking with Yeen. Today I'll be making a pie, a cheesecake. Before we get into it, I'd like to, show off my new little location for filming. I now have a table. A table. Check it out. It's a cool table. Anyways, so to make the pie, we need to first make the crust. I have everything set out off camera, but I'm going to experiment a little bit and make it with cocoa pebbles. Because why not? Life's too short to not make a crust with whatever these are. That's why I'm doing it. You only live once. Right? Anyways, I have my ingredients. I'm only using 2 ingredients. The cocoa pebbles, and of course, butter. Usually, with a no-bake crust, you're supposed to use sugar. But that's if you're using graham crackers. I ain't using graham crackers. I'm using something already super sugary and sweet. Obviously, as you can tell, our butter is not melted. A little bit. Not enough. Oh, I see a little bit. I did that so you can see. So, first, melt. I lied. Trick question. That's not the first step. See, I knew you guys were smart. First real step is measure out the cocoa pebbles to make the crust. We're going to need 1.5 cups of this stuff, so let's measure. I also have a bowl, because this only goes up to 1 cup. So, anyway, just going to pour them in there. Obviously, this may look like a cup, but I assure you it is not. I have to crush them before we can get an accurate reading. I just realized if I put these in a Ziploc bag and just crushed them with like a meat tenderizer, this would be going way faster. I'm going to do that because this is taking forever. Be right back. BRB, I mean. I have returned with the weapon of choice. Let's get into it again. Take 2. Oh man, we lost some. We're just gonna push these to the side. Nice. And now covered in crumbs. That doesn't look like enough to cover. I have crumbs down my sleeve, you guys. I'm gonna have to sweep so much. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that is not enough at all. So I'm gonna put another cup in to be upgraded. That's about a cup. Oops. Man, I'm really bad at this. I'm really bad at this. Okay, I'm gonna let the air out so it doesn't pop as soon as I start crushing stuff up. That was almost bad. I'm just gonna push it all over there. I should have used a bigger bag. Okay. This is about having fun, not being professional, because nothing about this is professional. I need to let more air out of this. That's a lot better. On second thought, this is not very efficient, and I'm just going to sit here and crush it up with my hand. So I may have ripped the bag just now on accident, or it may have been ripped considering how much is on the table, but alas, the show must go on. So I'll just have to be, you know what, I'll be careful, but to lose less. Well, we opened it. At least I knew. Well, I'm just gonna dump it all out anyway. It's like half consistency wide. It's good, but it's only like halfway there, so I guess I'll go back to doing this. But now we have more surface area to work with. Like I said, this whole thing is an experiment. I don't know how to make pie. I've never done this before. So, this is an adventure for us all. Okay? Bear with me. I wish I had a rolling pin. Oh my god, I made ramen. I totally forgot about that. I have a better idea again. We're gonna use the bottom of this. That is such an interesting noise. So I think I've come to yet another genius conclusion. I have too much in this little bitty bowl. So I'm gonna pour some in the bottom into there, and then work with it in batches. But it's coming along pretty good. So it's nice. They don't look like pebbles anymore, except it looks more like really, really big sand. I know sand and pebbles, they're big quicksand. No, it's not looking too bad. Okay, since I have it divided into 2, I'm gonna put these back into the bag. Excuse me. And then continue what I was doing from earlier. I'm still making a mess. At least that's consistent. Alright. I forgot about the hole in the bag. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so I opened the bag again, but that's totally fine because this is like perfect. Look at that. Ooh. Now we can do the other half. Well, actually, let me get the pan and just kind of get a feel. Well, I may not actually need those. Well, yeah, let me do it anyway. This is taking forever. Okay, pretty sure that's good. That's pretty good. Now we get to go melt the butter. Yay, butter. Be right back. Wave goodbye, butter. Bye. Bye. Now that our butter is melted, I need to stir it actually. Ooh. Alright, now we are going to pour the butter into our mixture. I hope you have as well. Now that we have our mixture, we have to mix it. Alright, and now that my hand hurts, that's not coming out. Our mixture is fully mixed. It kind of looks like doo-doo, but that's okay because it's just the process. Now, we're going to take our lovely 9-inch pan and dump it in. Awesome. And now that we have it all in there, I get to smooth it out with a spoon. The spoon makes another guest star appearance. Alright, look at that. Oh yeah, she ain't perfect, but that's not what I'm aiming for at all. Alright, this bad boy now has to sit in the fridge for until I remember. So probably the next day. So the rest of this will be filmed probably tomorrow. But yeah, look at that. That's pretty damn good if I say so. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. It is now the next day. You can tell because I'm wearing a different hoodie. Look what I have right here. Wow, the pie crust that I made last night. Look how beautiful that is. I can lift it and it doesn't even move. Well, now we have to make the filling for it. I've already set my ingredients up before I started recording. So we have our lovely mixed pie filling because I'm going to be lazy. I also have some mini candy canes because last minute I decided I wanted to have crushed candy cane bits in the mix and also on top. The milk is currently in the fridge because the recipe specifically stated that it needed to be cold. So I'll be right back. There's the milk, fresh from the fridge, from fridge to table. Okay, the universe has sent me a message and they told me to crush the candy canes up before I mix everything else, to mix it in while I mix everything else. So I'm going to do that and you get to watch. We're down here on the floor of my kitchen because I need to crush these up with this. So that's what I'll be doing. Let me adjust you guys real quick. Believe me, my floor is clean. I clean. Let's get into it. I knew I would do that. Alright. Now, I'll meet you guys back up at the table. Now that all of our candy canes have been pulverized to a fine dust. They're pretty inconsistent, but that's actually really good. Now we get to pour the milk directly into the mix. Check that out. Now I get to mix it up. After it gets pretty incorporated, I'll add in the peppermint. Man, that'll definitely pass the Dairy Queen Blizzard test. Wow. Be mature, guys. It's killing my arm though. Alright, I have learned that I may have made a grave mistake within the process. I think that mistake is adding all of the milk all at once, which is why it's clumpy. But that's not going to stop me. So, since this is like a learning process and a huge experiment, we're just going to go with it. But it's all mixed. It's all nice and mixed. Now I'm going to add my little peppermint crumbs. These guys. So, I'm going to that too looks like it's just about perfect. Which is fine. I know I crushed up a ton, but I mean, they're not wasted. I'll just put them in hot cocoa or something. And now, it's also turning it a slight pink color, which I should have expected. Since, red 40. Alright, gonna use the spoon again. Get our pie crust. We don't want that in there. That was almost really bad. There we go. And now, oh, that looks so weird. Now I get to check. Just want to be not so like cake, whatever. Okay. Here's how you something. There we go. That's fine. Spread it pretty nice and even. Actually, this might be more like a tart. I feel like the filling's too shallow. Anyway, we're gonna take those mini candy canes that I used earlier. We're gonna get 2 of them. Get that out of the way. And, sorry, my voice cracked a little bit. We're gonna get those 2 little guys. Sit them right in the middle. Just like that. And then, because I'm so genius, we're gonna get another one. Oh, yeah. And now we have a very nice little peppermint chocolate cheesecake pudding baby pie. I'm gonna call it a baby pie because it's kind of little. Anyway, we're gonna let this bad boy sit for a couple of hours, check back up on it, but until then, you guys get to look at it a little better. I will see you guys in just a few hours, but for your convenience, you don't have to wait.